Amazing.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Vanisha Lashay and welcome to Hot Fire Topics. I'm here today with some awesome men of God, Chase, Marquise, and Jermaine. And the topic for today is women respecting yourselves with what you wear from a guy's perspective. So we're going to get the opportunity to kind of view the opinions that guys have concerning women and the way that they dress. So let's get right into it. How should a Christian woman present herself to the world with what she wears, in your opinion?
Sophisticated, definitely one of them, you know, but professional too, because, you know, we live in a day and age where, you know, it's all about stand and deliver, and, you know, we're such a competitive country, the U.S., and, you know, technology's everything, and public speaking, and, you know, and then all the way down to how a person dresses too. You know, you don't want to see somebody dressing like they just came out of Maxim magazine, but then again, you also don't want to see them look like they dress like a pilgrim and just stepped off the Mayflower, you know?
Right.
I mean, you just want them to be casual, be themselves, but be real.
Right,
know? So,
definitely
I mean,
agree.
that's my opinion anyways.
Cool.
What was the question again?
How should a Christian woman present herself to the world with what she wears?
Well, it's just, first of all, I just feel like, you know, as a Christian woman, or even, you know, for the males, but a Christian woman, there shouldn't be no really dress code. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think that's the problem. Like, we so strict on the dress code in the church or in the out world, and then that just, you know, that's hard for them to, you know, even for me as a man, you know, coming into a church house, you know, trying to, you know, dress a certain way, that, you know, we can't look down on a woman as well. I think if we motivate them to dress a certain way, then, you know, it's easier for them to be comfortable in their own skin, and I think that'll help motivate them to dress better, instead of, you know, like you said, the media and all that stuff. You know, you look up to that, and it's easier to get more likes for that. You know, it's easier to get more comments for that when you're dressed less. But, you know, I just think that a woman's mindset is more sexier and more, you know, more clothing than that. So that's how I feel about, you know, just a woman approaching and everything else like that.
Okay.
I just definitely agree with Marquise and Chase. I think that women should dress in good taste. Sometimes, you know, like when you go out of the house, you know what I mean, if something's gonna cause a man to look at you a certain way, or, you know what I mean, or have him think a certain way about you, so you should just dress in good taste. Doesn't mean, like you said, dress like a pilgrim or be so holy. Be comfortable, be confident, you know what I mean? I think that's how they should present themselves.
Okay, definitely do agree with that. How has the media influenced women's appearance in this day and age?
Oh, greatly. I would say, you know, girls today in middle school, elementary, all the way up to high school, you know, with what the media puts out there on the mainstream, you know, on networks such as MTV, VH1, just whatever, you can go right down the list. You know, that we've become a society that's so acceptable to, you know, very racy photos and pics, and with the way a woman dresses. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, being confident and being proud of your skin, but at the same time, you know, you need to keep it godly too. Right. You know, because that's what's important, and how you you're not just representing yourself, you're representing the Lord as well. And you want to dress in a way, in a like manner that, you know, he would be proud of as well. You know, I would think anyways, you know. What do you think, Marquise?
Yeah, I feel that. I agree. Just like I mentioned earlier about the media and all the likes, you know, it's attention seeking, you know, the likes, the comments, what you get, or the selfies everybody taking these days, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So it just depends on, you know, how you raise as well too, because the household, you know, that represents, you know, when you leave that household, or even the church house, you know, it could be easy. It's easy to come in the church house and, you know, be a certain way, but when you leave out there, there's so much temptation out there. You know what I mean? So much different things that you can get on with the internet. Period. Point blank. So it just really, it's from the household on to the church house on, and just practicing that. So that's how.
Right, I agree with both my brothers. You know what I mean? Like the media tells us like the sexier they dress, the better that, you know what I mean, the more attention they'll get. Sometimes it's getting the wrong attention. So I just think that media just tells them like, however sexy you look is, you know what I mean, what attracts a man more to you rather than, you know what I mean, what's on the inside of you, like Chase said earlier. So.
Right. Definitely.
It's almost like encouraging them to dress like that. Huh? No, it's ridiculous.
Like this will get you a man, or you know what I mean?
Right. What makes a Christian woman attractive or beautiful in your opinion?
Oh man, I gotta answer that question, huh? You know, I mean, I'm not shallow by any means. Okay, I'm not a shallow guy, but you know, a woman that exercises a little bit, or whatever, just I guess it's all a matter of what you're into and what your taste is, and boy, this is a really tough question to answer. I guess everybody's got their opinions.
No right or wrong.
Yeah, right. It's your opinion,
I guess.
That's your opinion.
In my opinion, I'm a pretty outdoors kind of guy, and I like to stay real active. So I guess I'm brought up in an agricultural life, kind of lifestyle, and raised livestock and stuff. So I always like being outside and being real active. And so I like a woman that's real active and likes to do stuff outdoors. But when the right occasion comes, she likes to dress up too, and she's real hardworking, independent. And she has godly morals too. We both we see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. You definitely got to have that good chemistry there, right off the bat. I mean, I'm not married, but I do have a wonderful girlfriend, and one day she's gonna be my wife. But I'm still we're still growing as a couple first, just one step at a time, and she. We had great, we were good friends long before we ever became a couple, and I think that's one of the things. Be great friends first before. Don't just hit it off right off the bat. Where you want the attraction to be there, but you also want to be real with one another too, because that person that is your best friend. Right. That's your lifelong partner right there. That. Number one, that is your go-to guy or your go-to girl right there, So that's someone that's going to be with you through thick and thin, man. So, you definitely want them, you want to be in it for all the right reasons. And so that's my thoughts.
Well, yeah, of course, attractive. You have to, be attractive to the person. But, of course, like I said earlier, after God's own heart. But usually for me, what works for me is just confident in herself, because if you're a confident woman, and that goes a long way, because I need a helpmate that's gonna help me too, just as much as I'm gonna help her. I don't need her to be unconfident. We gotta pull each other up. You know what I mean? So I'm very simple. I'm not too much demanding. I just want you to be confident within your own skin. Because if you're confident with yourself, that means you're gonna be confident in the household. You're gonna be confident in the church house. You're gonna be confident with the kid. Just confident. And just after God's own heart, and follow the commandments of love, and everything else goes. It's just so simple. We just make it harder for ourselves.
Right, like I said, man, I agree with my brother. Just a woman that's confident, a woman that knows who she is. You know what I mean? She don't depend a lot of times on somebody to define who she is. A lot of times, like even my wife, she's a strong woman. That's what I love about her. Like I don't have to tell her who she is. She knows who she is. That's really what kind of attracted me to her. Like, you know what I mean? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can find somebody that's look better than you or look worse than you, but it's all about confidence. She's happy. She, you know what I mean? It makes her successful, make her prosper in a lot of different things. She do just that confidence. It goes a long way. So I agree.
Definitely. Next question is, as a man, how can you tell if a woman respects herself or not? By her clothing, the way she carries herself, her appearance. How can you tell as a man?
My opinion is just because sometimes you can't go off of what you see, even though sometimes the woman has certain attire on, you know what I mean? I think sometimes it's most likely like of what she allows as well too, because I've met women in the past where they're dressed a certain type of way, and you're like, but she's so educated and so this, and she knows how to carry herself as a woman, even though maybe it's not dressed out appropriately. However, she still has her mindset and still goal-minded and all that stuff. So really, just what they allow. You know, a woman can allow anything. They allow you to mistreat them or allow you to respect them to the fullest. So it's really up to what they allow, I feel.
Okay, right.
Ditto. Like, I think the same thing. Sometimes, like you said, it ain't really what she wears. Sometimes it's just the way, like, you know what I mean, she's allowed you to treat her. Like, if you dog her out or whatever, a lot of times women put up with a lot of that because that's the way they were raised too. You know what I mean? A lot of times they didn't have a maybe father figure, whatever it may be, but a lot of times they let brothers treat them, or they're used to it. So I agree.
Definitely. I think y'all kind of touched a little bit on this next question, but it's do you believe that men would treat a woman a certain way based on how she dresses and how she carries herself? Kind of basically what you guys shared, but if you want to elaborate a little bit on it.
I won't elaborate too much on it, but just, basically everything that we had said before. And I mean, definitely you see a woman that, you know, the one that's will sit there and, you know, allow a man to mistreat her and not be respectful of her. And then there's the women that are very confident and they're really set on their ways as far as, you know, they don't want to be mistreated. They're not going to stand for it. And if you can't, you know, if you can't come up to their expectations, then get to stepping pretty much, you know, because they don't need it, they don't want it, and they're not going to put up with it. And a lot of those women, you know, they'll hold out because they know, you know, they just got to stay strong in that respect. And I admire women like that, you know, because we need more women like that these days, you know, in our generation, I feel.
And I think, like, a lot of times it's the what you broadcast to a man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you see a woman walking down the street, depending on the way she dressed, like before I was married, when I was single, like, you know what I mean, a lot of times when women wear, like, it kind of broadcasts what kind of woman they are sometimes, you know what I mean? A lot of the time. So, like, a man, sometimes women get offended the way men treat them, but sometimes it's what you broadcast to a man. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, hey, you know what I mean? I thought you was, you know what I mean, this kind of sister or that kind of sister, but like a sister that take care of herself and respect herself, like, you know, you got to come at her a different way rather than, hey, baby, you know what I mean?
Right, definitely. So the next question is, would you say that a Christian woman should be conscious on how she presents herself to others?
I just think they really need to be a little bit more careful, you know, because they're setting an example, you know, as my parents or even my mom always say, you know, what you do out there, you represent us. So whatever we hear out there, it's gonna get back to us, and that makes us look bad. You know what I mean? So it's the same with the women, you know, and I expect, you know, even for my kids' mothers, I expect them to, you know, be a certain way so they could see how their mom are and be like, okay, my mom, you know, she carries herself like a woman. And that's how it's supposed to be, you know what I mean? I really want that for them because that just sets an example, and I want it to be high so they could reach that as well.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
I just think, like I said before, it's all about what you broadcast. The Bible say, let your light shine so that all men see. So, like, when people see you, they see, like, oh, that's a Christian woman, you know what I mean? Not, oh, I thought you was a Christian. No, that's a virtuous woman. They look at you, they can see. Other women can look up to you. You can, you know what I mean, have some fruit from just being the way you is, I think.
So, do you believe that guys will treat a woman a certain way based on how she dresses and carries herself? In your opinion?
I think so, because if a girl, you know, she dresses like, you know, like I said, the short shorts or, you know, the low cut shirts, then the guys are gonna be like, oh, you know what, she's probably easy to get. You know, if there's a girl that, you know, looks professional and looks like she knows what she's gonna do, you know, then I believe that the guys would just, like, kind of like a little back up off of her.
So you think, like, guys will know how to approach a woman like a different way, like, you know, she's looking like a certain way, they're gonna approach her like she's like that or whatever. So do you feel like they'll, like, respect her if she respects herself?
Yeah, if she respects herself, I definitely believe, like, that the guy will respect her. You know,
okay. All right, cool.
How do you say it? It's like I said, like, the way that you dress, the way that you carry yourself from a distance, if I can't tell who you are, guess what I'm gonna do? You know, people always say, don't judge a book by its cover, you know what I'm saying? And but that you always judge, you know what I'm saying? Not in a bad way, but listen, like, when you're picking out who you want to date, when you're picking out who you want to marry, you know what I'm saying? Like, at first, what's the first thing that you see? You're attracted to that person. You're already making a judgment, you know what I'm saying? So when you see someone, you're already filtering them out. Like I keep coming back to it. The way that you're dressed, that's the kind of guys that you're gonna attract. You know, saying if guys are about like I'm gonna say it, breast, boobs, you know, if that's what they see, that's all that they want. You know what I'm saying? And if you want a good guy, how do you say it? I remember a saying going like this: if you want a prince, then you need to like carry yourself like a princess.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? But if you want trash, then stop dressing like trash.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to step on any toes, but that's the reality. Media, you know, is always telling girls that they have to get naked, that they have to like twerk, that they have to wear like halter tops and push up their, you know, their things, and then they're like, then you'll get a nice guy. And it's like, no, because those guys are just looking at the body. You know what I'm saying? The body is just, it's temporary. Like I'm telling you, in the end, once your body is spent, what are you gonna have? You know, like think about that. Once your body is done, like it's gonna be your personality. You know, you take this package, you're like, oh, it's beautiful. So nice, like nice paper. You don't know what's in it, but you take it because the package looks nice. Same things with the girls. The girls, they look nice. You know, they look, oh, look at her, she's on point. You know, but inside the package, inside the body, if you have a poor attitude, you know, once the package deteriorates through time, once the body gets saggy and nasty through time, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get stuck with a stinking rotten attitude.
Right.
So, ladies, like dress right, you know. First impressions is everything. You don't, like for college guys and college girls, you know, guys always look at the girls that are like naked, but that's because they want one thing. And I'm talking to a lot of people out there. So if you want a prince, you treat yourself like a princess. If you want guys that are trashy, then keep dressing trashy. You know what I'm saying? So hold yourself up higher. You're worth much more than, you know, your abs, than your appearance. You yourself, you have ambitions, you have goals. Let that speak for itself. You don't say nothing. You keep speaking on your success. You know what I'm saying? Then you'll get guys that are actually successful.
Right.
There was another saying that says, if you want to be successful, then you need to surround yourself with like successful people. So surround yourself with those people.
I think if a girl, you know, has respect for herself, then guys would definitely have respect for her even more.
Okay.
You know, if people are dressing a certain way, which is like maybe looking good, then you're gonna attract those type of guys. You know, those guys that are thirsty. Yes, you know, and that they want that one thing. And I think a lot of times, like us people, you know, I hear girls all the time like, I don't understand why I can't find Mr. Right, and maybe it's because of the way she's presenting herself. You know, if she's presenting herself in a nice, fashionable way, then she's gonna find that type of guy. If she's dressing, you know, where it's like maybe inappropriate, then she's gonna find that inappropriate kind of guy. You know, so as long as she dresses nice and has respect for her body, I believe she's gonna be able to find someone, you know, that she's looking for all the time.
So in your opinion, how has the media influenced women's appearance in this day and age?
I think that has to do a lot with like the music and how like the performers, the girl performers, how they, you know, dress, how they wear, you know, the short shorts all the time, and always, you know, they always have to show something to try to make them look good in the world. And I don't think it, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. The girls, you know, they could look professional. You know, they don't have to wear short shorts all the time just to get the guys or anything like that. You know, you just do you. You don't try to copy anybody else.
So in your opinion, what makes a woman beautiful or attractive?
For me, it's maybe a little bit different, but definitely my mama and my dad always told me that I should look for a girl that loves Jesus. So that's what I look for the most, and that's what I believe makes her the most attractive, is having that heart for God. And if she can love God, then I know she can love me. And that's the most important thing that I've been taught, you know, my whole life. Of course, like, I want them to look beautiful on the outside, and you know, but for sure, the number one thing for me is, you know, how they see God and their relationship with God. And if that's solid, then to me, that's like, whoa, you're amazing.
Well, how can you tell if a woman respects herself or not?
Okay, coming back, it's all about, like I said, like the appearance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of girls, they try to, you know, show off like their goods, you know what I'm saying? They try to flash their goods, and I'm not about that, you know, because it's like, if that's what you're displaying to the world, if that's how you carry yourself, that's basically you, that's your label, you're already labeling yourself, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I know she doesn't, you know, respect herself, is when she, you know, when she needs to advertise before she actually, you know, even gets to know someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a girl is out there showing like all the unnecessary skin, you know what I'm saying, then for me, like, I'm gonna be like, alright, this girl, like, she doesn't respect herself because that's what she's about, you know, that's what she looks for, you know, she wants to just show that off, you know what I'm saying, like, it's all like for me, it just keeps coming back to internal. You know, like what's the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's what you need to show in order to get a guy's attention, you know, that doesn't mean you don't have respect for yourself. Because look at, like, you're advertising what those types of guys look for. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if a guy comes up to you, why do you think he's coming up to you when you're flashing all that skin? That's all he wants. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the response that you want, you know, because you're showing it, you're advertising it, so there's the guy's like, yeah, I'm gonna come up to this girl because she seems down. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you want. That's not self-respect. Right. Respect for me is like, you know what, being able to cover up and still have guys come to you because of like the energy that you bring, because of the way that you carry yourself. You don't need like a man, you know, to come and assure you of who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way for me.
So, do you believe that guys will treat a woman a certain way based on how she dresses and carries herself?
Absolutely. Okay. You got to care about how you're dressing. And, okay. You know, for, you know, men, obviously, we like to look. So, definitely. Of course, and I'm not saying you got to dress, you know, like in the 1900s, early 1900s, like pilgrims and stuff. I'm not saying that. You know, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, dressing, you know, sexy, but just be tasteful about it. Okay. So, definitely. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
So, do you believe that, you know, if a woman is dressing like extremely revealing, like she's gonna, you know, attract the right type of guy, or is she gonna attract a guy that just wants one thing? What do you think? Yeah,
if you got a woman that's dressing, you know, too revealing for most part, yeah, you gonna, you know, because guys are gonna look. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna look. I mean, we guys got eyes.
Like beautiful things.
We got we like beautiful things, and so we're gonna look. Right. But if you trying to actually capture a dude and just catch him that way, especially in basing that off of on a marriage, no, it's not gonna happen. Okay. You know, so you gotta, you know, dress a little bit more. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with dressing sexy, right? But just be tasteful about it. Okay. That's all, you know, that's all it is to it.
So definitely you believe that, you know, if she respects herself, she's gonna get that
other
respect
people gonna respect it. Exactly.
Guys are gonna respect her.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, definitely. So in your opinion, what makes a woman attractive or beautiful?
First you gotta go with the exterior. You gotta like what you're looking at, you know, first for the initial. But we all trying to make it over that hill. So in order to make it over that hill, you gotta have a good personality. Okay. You know, I like a woman that, you know, can hold a good intellectual conversation. Okay. And just, you know, a good sweet woman. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely we all trying to make it over that hill, so you gotta have those qualities. And if you don't, hey, it just won't work out, because you can have a nice looking, attractive woman. I mean, she can just be Miss USA, but if she dumbing in a box of rocks and she got a bad attitude, who want to deal with that for forever and ever? Right. It's gonna wear off fast. Right. So yeah, you definitely got to have that good, you know, good interviewee and good qualities as far as, you know, good personality and all that. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So what type of wisdom or advice can you give to, you know, a woman who is looking for like a long lasting relationship? You know, not just nothing temporary, but something long lasting.
Is be real to yourself and stay true to your morals and values. Okay. You know, a lot of people tend to sacrifice that.
That's good.
More often than they should. And I just believe personally, you know, if you with somebody and they willing to sacrifice with you, you know, with certain things, that it'll last longer. Right. Okay. So that's what I would just say. Stay true to your morals, you know, and your values. And, you know, I'm just elaborate a little bit, because, you know, I know a lot of young people they out there, you know, younger people, because I'm still kind of young too, but I'm just talking about really younger people and stuff. They tend to do stuff, you know, out of the moral code and stuff, just to make somebody impress, you know, another guy or whatever.
Exactly what you
so
mean, yeah.
I'm just like, no, just like I said, if you feeling uncomfortable doing stuff, don't do it. And bottom line is, if he don't accept that and don't appreciate that, hey, that's a sign. Maybe you shouldn't be in that situation. Because once you go off, I'm not going to elaborate and go into great detail what I'm talking about, because I think I know, and everybody out there know what I'm talking about. Once you give that away, you can't get it back. So you gotta guard that with, almost guard it with your life. Okay. You know, so
guard it with your life.
Yeah, guard it with your life. Cause you know them the goods, you can't get them back. It ain't like a refund. You can't go take it back to the store. Oh, I want a refund. It ain't like that. Once it's gone forever, and you can't get it back.
Definitely. So, you know what? I appreciate you for saying that, because I mean, I feel you. I believe that, you know, women sometimes can be too, you know, vulnerable to where they just give it up to just any and everybody. And truth be told, like, I mean, do you think that by doing that they're gonna really be able to have a long lasting relationship?
Not really. Me being a guy, because, you know, eight 8 times out of 10, like for example, you got a scenario, you meet a girl or whatever, you go on a nice date, and 8 times out of 10, if she willing to give it up on the first night, he probably ain't gonna call back. I mean, he might come back, dip and dabble, but you know what I mean? But as far as like wanting to marry you in time, no, probably not, because you done gave that away. And he thinking if he done got it that easy, who else done got it like that?
That's pretty good.
So, I mean, that's how I think. If I look, thinking like that, hey, I'm just a dude. That's just being honest. So,
okay, we appreciate your honesty, but definitely so. Hey ladies, I hope that you enjoyed getting some of the guys' perspectives, opinions, and views on the way that they see women and the way the women dress and carry themselves and, present themselves. And this is never to condemn you, only to help you become a better you. And you know what? Take from it, especially if those of you who are, looking for a long-lasting relationship. And until next time, stay blessed, stay positive, because the best is still yet to come.